Our final segments feature a rare and fascinating interview with the legendary stride piano player Joe Turner from a nightclub in Paris in 1974. Joe talks about his move to Paris in 1947 and why he stayed, which is probably the reason he's not better known. These segments are recorded just after visiting fireman Dizzy Gillespie had just finished sitting in with Joe at that Paris club, La Calavados.
Here we are in Paris, believe it or not, and the poetic theme is April in Paris. And this is La Calavados. We're on the right bank of the Seine, really, I suppose, not the left bank, and it's getting into the wee small hours. Dizzy Gillespie is sitting over here on my right, and on my left is Joe Turner, and Joe Turner is an exponent of a rare and vintage style of the jazz piano, the stride. And somewhere in the background, I heard a little bit of Django Reinhardt, played by the Los Latinos.
I recorded with Django Reinhardt, Django and Stefan Grappelli, and the record I have of that recording is more or less a souvenir for me.
And I did hear that theme in the background. But to the subject of the stride piano, how would you describe that style?
Well, that particular style, more or less, in the wee hours in the morning, I'm playing mostly for the tourists that are coming into the Calavados, and I play a lot of show music and waltzes and what have you. And I don't really do too much striding at this hour in the morning.
How do you describe that style, Joe Turner?
Which style?
The stride style.
Stride style, well, it's something you have to live with. It isn't something that can be taught to you. It has been taught to many people, but they've never really gotten it because it is a thing you have to really live. And that's why it's such a rare thing. Because if you didn't live it, you'll never be able to play it.
Was it influenced by show business in the dance at all?
Well, I think the one that really started it was James P. Johnson, and then taken over by Fats Waller, and then there were other...
I know you'd mentioned Willie Gant.
Willie Gant and Willie the Lion Smith. And then after that, there were not too many who picked it up because it wasn't the easiest thing to play. It's something that has to almost be born in you.
The tempos seem to be almost a strut, if you can call it that.
Yeah, you can call it that, more or less.
Is that a
I think that's a wonderful description.
How about the melodic concept, the way you put the melody together?
Well, I think it's the melody taken from whatever composition you're playing and put into stride.
Which is that strutting.
And so, more or less, when you hear stride pianists, if you know the song that they're playing, you'll recognize it because the melody is there.
Joe Turner, thank you very much for letting me just sort of probe into your feelings about music. One thought before we leave. What has jazz and your involvement with the jazz piano done for your life?
Jazz and my involvement in jazz has made me the man that I am. Be it big or small, it has made me the man that I am.
Joe Turner from La Calavados, a snack bar and restaurant not too far from the Arc de Triomphe. This is Leigh Kamman from Paris.